debate around stablecoins has been incredibly confused. It's probably been harmful to consumers. It's probably been harmful to the nation. One of the problems is with lack of clarity from Congress, many things are called stablecoins, which should not be. What we need is clarity to define stablecoins so that we understand that stablecoins built right are actually not new and are relatively mundane financial instruments. If you look at frameworks that have worked, like the framework from the NYDFS, these things look like conservative banks, maybe government money market funds. These are the sorts of things we know how to address as a financial system. We can regulate them. In the current environment, our regulation is currently chaos for stablecoins. If I am an issuer and I want to create a stablecoin, I technically don't know if I'm going to be answering to a state regulator, a federal banking regulator, the SEC, the CFTC. It's unworkable. And what this means, and it pains me to say this as an American, is that things are moving offshore. Right now, over the past year, the biggest winner has been Tether. They are offshore. They don't work well with us. They facilitate some activity they probably shouldn't, but the chaos is leading that stablecoin to grow while others shrink. The other thing that's happening is other countries are moving into this space. Just this morning before the hearing, I saw news that Russia is exploring legislation to formalize their ability to transact in crypto. If we don't take the field, others will do so before us, and they may not be doing it in ways that we like. So in the end, this matters. I would call upon the subcommittee to think deeply about passing some sort of bill about stablecoins. We can't let perfect be the enemy of good when one of our enemies here is time. Right now, doing this right will bring financial inclusion through the dollar to billions of people globally. This is not just a US concern, and it reinforces the strength of the dollar in the world. It will help us fund the deficit. Every dollar that goes into stablecoins ends up in traditional financial instruments that we can use to fund our government, like T-bills. It will bolster our reserve currency status, and it will ensure that if the blockchain continues to grow at the pace it has from 2012 to present, the standard of transaction on there for a currency is the dollar. Thank you very much.
So this is all getting pretty serious in the actual sectors where decisions are made. What we are now seeing is a global race to become the central hub of crypto. This day was always going to come, and it's going to be coming quick. I solely believe this could be it. Because, like Mr. Campbell's saying, time is the enemy here. And not only are they racing against everybody involved in crypto, they're now racing against everybody globally. So before we jump over to this Russian-based article, let's think a little bit about who else recently has declared new rules, new regulations, and opening their doors to the crypto market. Japan. Now, call me a tinfoil hat person, and I was going to do a video on this, but I'm just going to throw it out there and see how people react to it. Elon Musk changed the Twitter logo to a Dogecoin. When you used the Konami cheat on that Dogecoin, okay, it span. The Konami cheat stems back to like early age Nintendo game days. It was in a very specific game to begin with, but it's been incorporated in many different games, and there is like this hidden meaning behind it, and it's really a tinfoil hat thing at the moment. Possibly Elon Musk was hinting that the Japanese market is coming into play, and the reason why I say that is because the person who's leading the charge in Japan for crypto regulation, opening the doors, getting NFTs licensed, this is the guy who led the charge with the original gaming sector, then the mobile gaming sector, and he originates himself back from the Konami cheat. So there you go, some tinfoil hat stuff for you guys to go and blow your minds up about. Have fun with it. Let's jump onto this article. I'll probably do a video at some point doing a deeper dive into it and showing people the evidence that I've got to support this case, but it really does. It seems weird why he would use the Konami cheat. Anyway, come on. Let's move forward. So 2 Russian crypto laws could roll out in June. Here's what you need to know about them. Russian lawmakers could finally end the country's long wait for crypto regulation, with 2 bills reportedly ready for adoption as early as June. All I'm hearing from these is bull run, bull run, bull run. One will seek to permit the use of crypto in overseas payments. The other will deal with the legislation of crypto mining. Crypto regulations progress in the State Duma has stalled on multiple occasions in the past, and this is mainly due to the rift between pro-industry government ministries who have pushed for crypto regulations and the anti-crypto central bank. Now, there is more news floating around that the higher powers that be are now actually swaying banks in the opposite direction and saying, hey, look, you should embrace this. We should be the first ones to get to it. So I feel like there's quite a bit of evidence right now to support that America is looking to open the doors, get stable coins heavily regulated, which could be a good thing for us, right? Because whilst they're doing all of this, they're throwing loads of liquidity into the market, and that's what we want. As Genesis investors, that is exactly what we want. This is what we signed up for. We signed up early so we can watch the next generation of people get involved so then we can all walk away as millionaires. That is just how it works. Paying attention to these key events that are happening currently is absolutely crucial. It's crucial. Even if Russia is tied up in a war and there's all these different things going on globally, ultimately this is just crypto. It's just crypto, and we're all here for the growth of crypto. So if Japan opens the market, gets Pokemon NFTs licensed, which is the obvious reason why there are no Pokemon NFTs, because Japan have not regulated it. Opening the doors in Japan, opening the doors fully in America, because we all know Binance is not allowed to transact in America. America's a huge consumer base that is partially tapped. It has got a huge potential. And this is the same for any of these other countries. So hopefully what you're going to start to see now is even more of these countries start coming out and saying, you know, well, we're going to be doing this and we're going to be doing that. And then it comes down to a thing of like, well, we're actually going to give anybody that's involved in crypto and is building in crypto, has got a business in crypto, we're going to give you 5 years tax-free on all of your crypto trades. Come live in our country. Come bring your liquidity to our country. Okay. If we look back at, what's a good example of this? Jay, come on, think. Venezuela. In the 1950s, Venezuela went through the oil rush. If you go to Venezuela now, it is a very, very sad situation. Lovely country, lovely people, but just a sad situation to watch that happen. So you can see where this is all going, right? It's all up for grabs. The majority of people involved in crypto are doing it like Steve Jobs did it from the basements of their mum's home. And, you know, that's totally okay. But moving forward, eventually, the big guns are going to try to move in, and you can only just best position yourself during all of these events and try read the broader image as to what's actually going on outside of the crypto coins you're involved with, because you might have loads of different kind of bags. I know we talk simply about Lunar Classic, which I'm trying to change here, but it's so hard to get involved in something else. And having that motivation that LUNC gives me and the community here being so vibrant and accepting of us. So I think this is a lot of food for thought. I've given you a lot to think about. You've got a little bit of conspiracy theory stuff there, which is simply just tinfoil hat stuff, folks. It's nothing more, nothing less. Kind of like with the Binance thing, it was all tinfoil hat stuff until it came true. So sometimes tinfoil hat groups, tinfoil hat stuff, it pays off, right? Because that really did pay off for a lot of us. Now, I have put the Agora text up and I didn't mean to do it. I thought I had drafted it, but it just went up and there's going to be loads of comments and replies on it. But it's simply just a roadmap. It's just points, okay? It's not a roadmap for us to go, oh my God, there's like 18 points on there. He wants us to do all of these different things. We can't afford this. Oh, we're doing this, that. They're simply just bullet points. They're bullet points for the L1 team to recognize, acknowledge, and if they feel like it, they could incorporate a few of those into the budget. No one is tied to anything. It's not going to go through to us as a proposal. It's simply just a guideline of community sentiment that hasn't even majority. I think like 2 things in there were like my actual ideas. The rest has come from the community. Folks, have a really, really nice weekend, okay? This, like I said, all I heard in my head was Bullrun when that guy was talking and then reading this, the stuff with the Japan market. It's what we want. It's what we need. And to be quite honest, like Mr. Campbell was saying, it may not be perfect, but time's against everyone now, okay? This is going to become the race of races. it's going to be the dot-com era all over again when it almost died, and those who hanged on during the dot-com era are now the people who own Amazon, Google, and things like that. So like I was saying, a lot of food for thought. Folks, stay humble, stay safe, stay aware. None of this is financial advice, all for educational purposes only. And I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao!